the cameras flashed, the crowd froze,
Mm.
and just like that, Hollywood had a new obsession.
Oh, they absolutely did.
Gigi Hadid and Bradley Cooper's wedding rings just took a shocking turn. Welcome to StarScope Report. Join Jordan and Jamie as they uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals.
From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
And we are so thrilled you are here with us today because this deep dive, well, it's entirely dedicated to unpacking the mystery behind Hollywood's most talked about jewelry.
We really are. Today we're pulling from a massive stack of sources to figure out what is really going on here.
Yeah, because there is a lot to get through.
Right. We've got reporting from Page 6, some amazing deep cultural analysis from Jezebel, an exclusive Vogue interview.
Oh, that Vogue piece was so telling.
It really was. Plus, we have international sightings via the Daily Jang and a complete bombshell drop from Us Weekly.
Wow. Okay, so our mission today is really to move past the superficial gossip, right? We want to examine the underlying PR strategies, the shifting legal definitions of partnership for high net worth individuals, and just generally why this specific story has everyone so captivated.
Exactly. We're really getting into the mechanics of modern celebrity relationships here.
And if you're loving these Hollywood twists, make sure you're subscribed. We've got even crazier stories ahead.
So many more.
Right. So let's just set the scene with the bold headline that started it all. A quiet stroll in the city of love sets the internet on fire.
The photos that literally broke social media.
Yes. Paparazzi caught Gigi and Bradley walking in Paris, unapologetically wearing these matching minimalist gold bands on their left ring fingers.
Which is just wild when you think about it.
It is. But before we get to the jewelry, we really have to look at the media strategy that led up to this exact moment. Because these two have been playing a very long, very calculated game with the press.
Oh, totally. The timeline is critical for understanding the public reaction here. So Gigi, who is 31, and Bradley, who is 51, they first popped up on the radar way back in October of 2023.
Which feels like forever ago now.
Right. And for a year and a half, they employed this classic soft launch strategy.
Mm-hmm. The ultimate soft launch.
Yeah. They were seen at dinners. They were spotted at industry events, but they completely just starved the media of any direct confirmation.
Yeah, they gave us nothing official.
Exactly. It wasn't until May 2025, for Gigi's 30th birthday, that they finally executed the hard launch.
Okay, let's unpack this, because I remember that hard launch so vividly.
We all do.
Right, and it wasn't a magazine cover or, a joint red carpet appearance, which is what you'd expect. It was a carousel of photos on her Instagram. And buried into that, you had to swipe for it. It was a mid-smoot shot.
Literally tucked away in slide 4 or something.
Exactly. It felt so incredibly casual, which, ironically, is the most highly curated type of PR.
Right.
I mean, you don't just accidentally post a kissing photo with an Oscar-nominated actor.
Yeah.
No.
Absolutely not. Every move is planned.
That was a definitive statement to the public. It said, we are established, we are serious, and we are no longer hiding.
It's all about creating the illusion of casual intimacy. And that exact same strategy brings us to Paris this week. When you look at the rings they chose to wear, they are continuing that exact narrative of casual seriousness.
Right, the casual hardware.
Yeah. According to Page 6 and the Economic Times, these are Boucheron rings. Gigi is wearing the Courtois Radiant edition, which is yellow gold with diamonds and retails for $6,450.
Okay, wow.
And Bradley is wearing the Gaudron pink gold band, retailing for $2,120.
I mean, if we were talking about A-list celebrities, spending $2,000 or $6,000 on a ring is basically the equivalent of you or me buying a coffee.
Literally pocket change for them.
Right. We are so used to seeing these jaw-dropping, blinding, multi-million-dollar diamonds on the left ring finger. Choosing a subtle Boucheron band feels like the ultimate quiet luxury version of getting hitched.
It really does. It's so understated.
But, here's my issue with the whole quiet aspect.
Yeah.
If you actually want to be private, you don't stroll down a heavily trafficked Parisian street wearing matching hardware on the exact finger historically reserved for marriage.
Oh, completely.
I mean, this wasn't a leak. This was a broadcast.
What's fascinating here is the specific semiotics of that broadcast. They didn't choose just some generic fashion ring.
No, they went with a heritage brand.
Right. Boucheron is a historic French luxury house deeply embedded in bridal and commitment jewelry. The brand explicitly markets Bradley's Gaudron ring as an eternal symbol of the union between husband and wife.
Wow. Okay. That is very specific.
Yeah, it's designed to evoke the strength of a bond between two people. So by wearing these specific rings on those specific fingers in the paparazzi capital of Europe, they are just weaponizing symbolism.
Weaponizing symbolism. I love that phrase.
They know exactly how this will be interpreted by the public and the media.
Right. They're feeding the machine without actually having to, give a formal statement. It is a brilliant way to control the narrative. You just give the press a visual appetizer and let them write the headlines for you.
And the headlines immediately went to, "They eloped."
Which, honestly, isn't a crazy leap for anyone to make. But wait till you hear what came next, because this isn't just a story about jewelry. It's about a much larger cultural shift in Hollywood right now.
It really is. If we connect this to the bigger picture, we have to look at the environment they are operating in. Like, are Gigi and Bradley the latest victims of the 2026 secret wedding fever?
Secret wedding fever is so real right now.
It's everywhere. The cultural critics at Jezebel recently published this great piece declaring 2026 the undisputed year of the secret celebrity wedding.
Yeah, I read that.
The era of the massive sponsored magazine spread, the whole Vogue wedding exclusive, it just seems to be fading for the ultra elite.
I can completely see why, though. I mean, we just watched Tom Holland and Zendaya finally admit they got married after evading the question for an entire press tour.
Oh, that press tour was agonizing. They dodged every single question.
So painfully obvious, but they wouldn't say a word. And then you have the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce nuptials, which were locked down with such intense security that there still isn't a single verified non-AI photo available to the public.
Nothing. Not one real picture.
Hiding a wedding has just become the ultimate Hollywood flex. It proves you have so much power and money that you can completely shut out the global media apparatus.
That's exactly it. Privacy is the new frontier of luxury. I mean, anyone with a hit record can buy a mega mansion, but orchestrating a completely unseen life event in the era of smartphones.
Yeah, that is next level.
That requires immense resources, and there was this foundational piece of reporting that made everyone believe Gigi and Bradley were executing this exact playbook.
Oh, right, the family connection thing.
Yeah. Back in December 2025, the Daily Mail dropped a report that Bradley had met with Gigi's mother, Yolanda Hadid, to explicitly ask for her hand in marriage.
And according to that report, he told Yolanda he wanted to build a solid family with Gigi in New York.
Which is huge.
It is. Taking that traditional step of speaking to the mother first, especially a matriarch like Yolanda, it really signals a desire for a formalized, legally binding family unit. It moves the relationship way out of dating territory and into, generational planning.
It absolutely does. And the reality is they have already built the infrastructure of that family. Their initial bond was forged over their shared experiences as single parents in the public eye.
Which is such a unique thing to bond over.
Yeah, they originally connected at a mutual friend's child's birthday party, and today they operate as a fully integrated unit. Bradley has his 9-year-old daughter, Leah, with Arena Sheikh, and Gigi has a 5-year-old daughter, Kai, with Zayn Malik.
The logistics of blending two high-profile families like that, I mean, it cannot be easy.
Oh, managing those schedules, a nightmare. Seriously. But from all accounts, they've managed it beautifully. Kai and Leah have regular playdates. There are reports that Kai views Bradley as a strong father figure, which is so sweet. And, crucially, Zayn Malik is reportedly super supportive of this new dynamic. It just sounds incredibly healthy all around. Gigi even touched on this in her March 2025 Vogue interview, didn't she?
She did, yeah. And her insights were very revealing about the mechanics of their partnership. She told Vogue that the secret to their success was mutual respect and the fact that they both did a massive amount of personal work separately before they ever got together.
Doing the work is so important.
It is. She noted how challenging it is to date under the constant threat of surveillance, where security is literally a daily concern. So building a secure internal foundation was just paramount for them.
But, let me challenge this whole narrative for a second here.
Okay, go for it.
If their goal is genuine, grounded security, isn't staging a secret wedding almost counterproductive?
Well, think about the exhausting mental load of forcing everyone to sign NDAs, hiding from drones, and keeping a massive secret from the world just to avoid a few paparazzi photos. It's like they skipped the messy Hollywood drama phase and went straight to the suburban soccer parents era.
That's a good point.
Right. In our modern surveillance state, isn't staging a secret wedding almost more exhausting to maintain than just renting out a venue and telling everyone? At a certain point, letting the public have their moment seems like the path of least resistance.
See, you are looking at it from the perspective of public relations exhaustion, which is completely valid. However, from a psychological standpoint, withholding that event is a way to reclaim agency.
Oh, interesting. Reclaiming agency.
Yeah, when your entire life, your outfits, your gym routines, your diet is for public consumption, gatekeeping your actual vows is a way to prove to yourselves that the relationship belongs to you and not the audience.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. It's an assertion of boundaries. But, the problem with projecting our traditional milestones on to these two is that they're operating under an entirely different set of rules.
Very different rules.
Later in the episode, we'll talk about the shocking twist nobody saw coming that completely flips this marriage rumor on its head.
Oh, it is a pivot that forces us to reevaluate literally everything we think we know about celebrity commitments.
So stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. Because just when the internet had convinced itself that Mr. and Mrs. Cooper were honeymooning in France, the entire narrative collapsed.
It fell apart overnight.
The rings aren't what we thought they were.
No, they are not. To understand the shift, we have to look at August 6th, still in Paris. The Daily Jang published photos of the couple leaving a local gym.
Very casual.
Super casual, a very mundane, everyday scenario. But the visual data in these photos completely disrupts the secret wedding theory. Gigi is still wearing the Boucheron band. But Bradley, however, is not.
Wait, really? He just took it off.
He just took it off.
He stepped out in a backwards cap and a One Tribe Foundation tee, and his left hand was completely bare.
Completely bare.
Now, if you are secretly married, taking off your wedding ring for a paparazzi-heavy gym run doesn't protect the secret. It just creates a chaotic narrative.
It just invites more questions.
Exactly. Furthermore, we found out this wasn't even a romantic honeymoon.
Precisely the opposite. Bradley is actually in Paris on business.
Oh, he was working.
Yeah, he is doing prep work for a massive Warner Bros. Project slated for June 2027. He's going to write, direct, and star as Danny Ocean's father in a 1962 Monaco set prequel to Ocean's 11.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting because the definitive answer finally arrived via an Us Weekly bombshell exclusive.
The drop we were all waiting for.
Right. Their inside source completely dismantled the elopement narrative with two major revelations. First, they didn't just impulsively buy these rings in Paris. They had been wearing them for months.
For months, we just didn't notice.
Which is crazy to think about. And second, they are not wedding bands at all. They're commitment rings.
Yep. The source was very explicit about this. Neither Gigi nor Bradley has any intention of having a traditional wedding or getting legally married.
I have to admit, I am highly skeptical of this framing.
Really?
Why? Well, isn't a commitment ring just a PR rebrand of a promise ring? Are we really pretending that a billionaire actor and a supermodel exchanging rings to promise their love isn't just like high school behavior wrapped in quiet luxury?
I can see why it feels a bit young.
It feels a little infantile for people in their 30s and 50s. Is a promise ring in your 30s and 50s just a marriage without the government paperwork?
That is a very common reaction, but we really have to analyze the legal and financial mechanisms at play for individuals in their specific tax bracket.
Okay, break that down for me.
When we talk about high net worth individuals, marriage isn't just a romantic declaration. It is a massive, highly complicated corporate merger.
Wow, a corporate merger.
Basically, yeah. Both of them have immense separate wealth, complex trusts, multiple properties, and children from previous relationships.
Ah, okay, so if they get legally married, they're opening themselves up to a labyrinth of prenuptial agreements, asset restructuring, and all sorts of legal entanglements.
Exactly. When you have already navigated high-profile, legally complex splits, Bradley with Irina Shayk, Gigi with Zayn Malik, the idea of inviting the government into your current happy relationship might just feel like an unnecessary liability.
Yeah, why mess with a good thing?
Right. They already have the emotional foundation and the blended family. A legal document doesn't make Kai and Leah any closer.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? Because I think there's a profound takeaway here that applies whether you have an Oscar nomination or you work a standard 9 to 5.
There really is a broader lesson here.
Gigi and Bradley looked at the standard societal checklist: dating, engagement ring, massive wedding, legal marriage, and they just decided to order a la carte.
I love that, ordering a la carte.
They wanted the beautiful eternity bands, and they wanted the deep familial integration, but they actively rejected the wedding industrial complex and the legal paperwork.
This raises such an important question about the evolution of partnership today. We are seeing a rising trend of couples prioritizing the function of a marriage over the institution of marriage.
Yes, the function over the institution.
By choosing commitment rings that they can wear or take off for the gym, in Bradley's case, they're defining their bond entirely on their own terms, completely free from historical expectations.
It is a radical kind of freedom, really. They don't have to owe anyone an explanation or a bridal magazine spread or a public registry,
None of it.
which ties perfectly into a brilliant concept brought up in that Jezebel article. I think it perfectly encapsulates the psychology of this entire Paris trip.
Oh, the microdosing point. Yes. Jezebel's analysis suggested that in our current hypervisible culture, choosing to make a deeply private, non-legal commitment is the rich and famous's way of microdosing a normal person's life.
Microdosing a normal person's life. That phrasing is absolute perfection.
It is so incredibly accurate.
Think about it. They get to walk around the city, go to a normal gym, and wear a piece of jewelry that signifies their love without triggering the massive, suffocating machinery of a celebrity wedding. They are simulating the peace of anonymity.
They are. And it leaves us with a fascinating prediction for the future of Hollywood romance.
Which is?
Well, the traditional path has always been the massive, blinding diamond engagement ring. It's a very loud, public declaration of ownership and impending spectacle.
Right, the bigger the rock, the better the PR.
But as privacy becomes the ultimate commodity, we might see these subtle, powerful commitment rings replace the diamond rock altogether.
Wow. For A-listers who want the absolute deepest bond without the crushing weight of public expectations, this could be the new blueprint.
It really could.
The days of diagnosing a couple's status just by looking at the size of the diamond on their left hand might be over. It's definitely something for you to look out for as we enter the next big awards season on the red carpet. Are we looking at a legal marriage, an impending engagement, or just a really beautiful private promise that defies categorization?
The landscape of celebrity love is getting incredibly murky, but, it is forcing a much-needed conversation about why we value the state's validation over a couple's private reality.
So true.
It proves that even the most watched people on the planet are actively searching for authentic ways to connect that the cameras can't quite capture.
You've been listening to StarScope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.